Hey pilots, welcome to another exciting episode of War Robots Domination, a series of helpful gameplay tutorials designed to help highlight the tactics and strategies that I use to help tip the scales in my favorite game, War Robots. Each episode will feature a handful of battles along with helpful commentary that'll provide insight as to what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. I'm your host, Gotchure Beacons, and I've been playing this awesome game for a few years now, and I've learned a few tricks along the way that I'd love to share with y'all. You'll notice that although my hangar is fairly basic and at lower levels, I've been able to climb it up to Expert League. So I believe that you'll find my tactics will help you do more with less, which can be very helpful with today's economy in the game. I should also mention that this is my second account, so don't let my career profile stats fool you. This is actually my baby account. But it sends a great message to pilots who feel they need to chase the current meta in order to be competitive in battle. Because you don't. Wise gameplay can usually overcome any fancy gimmick. A death button is a great example. It can still melt just about any build, and its heritage stems all the way back to nearly the beginning of the game. It's all about knowing when to use it and how to use it. So, without further ado, I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy today's episodes while I walk you through my gameplay tactics and share with you my mindset in battle. I hope you find it entertaining, helpful, and fun to watch. I think you will. Let's start this show by introducing the boys and make all the noise, my wrecking crews. We got the new recruits and we got the old guard. Let's start by taking a look at the new recruits. First out of the gate we have Flash. He's my Gust Halo Pursuer. And then we got Jumpstart. He's my Exodus Orkin Inquisitor. And then we got Freezer Burn. He's my Ember Pinata Mercury. And then we got Major Pain. He's my beautiful Zeus Fury. And last but not least, we have Stinger. He's my Viper Sting Strider. Now we'll look at the old guard. Don't forget about them. They're part of the show. First out of the gate, we have Frick, my Death Button Raven with Orkins and Panatas. And then we got his twin brother, Frack, my Russian Death Button Raven with Tulumbas and Pins. And then we've got the General, my beautiful Trident Fury. And then we have Reaper, my Avenger Bulwark. And then we got everyone's favorite Buzzkill, my Spark Scourge Mender. Now these boys are all at level 6, the weapons are at level 9, and they've climbed themselves all the way up to Expert 1, so make sure you cheer them on because they're fighting way above their weight class. Let's get this party started. I'm going to call this battle Comeback City. It's got some great lessons in it though, so make sure you stick around. I want to share some things with you guys. Enjoy my friends in the background and status as they play their awesome song, War. All right, so this is Shenzhen, the big city map. And I've got the old guard in there. Remember, I changed Major Pain over to the old guard. He's kind of an old guard guy, you know. Zeus Fury, been around for a long time. Nothing fancy about him. And he really is a fantastic build. You know, if you got your choice between a Zeus Fury or a Trident Fury, man, you can't go wrong. Either one's a killer. And it's just a matter of learning how to hide your target point on the Fury, which is about mid-chest, and do that. I got a fan. I think he's going to come back after me, too. He's got a couple Striders, and he's just going to come back after me. But that's okay. The Major Pain can do a lot of damage. Each zap is pretty formidable. There he is. I got a fan. I had a fan. He's back. Well, that's all right. He took him out. And that was good, you know. But what they're doing right now, what the Reds are doing, is they're becoming incredibly aggressive. And, you know, to the point of, you know, running right into our spawn point, right where all we're at. Hey, and it's working right now. They're getting they had a 4-to-1 beacon advantage, and you know, that's awesome. They're down here whittling out a lot of us, but they're dying a lot, too, in order to do so. By the way, that was, this is Frick. He is my Death Button Raven, and, remember, my bots are all at level 6. The weapons are at level 9, but it's still a death button even at level 9. Now, I know that that's a Spectre. I know that as soon as I jump to go after him, he's going to hit the stealth and I'm going to miss him. So I'm going to go after targets I can go after. Now, I got locked down, so that took out Frick. So now I'm going to hop in my Russian Death Button Raven. This is Frack. I see the back needs some help here because that guy is leaving his post. See, the thing about Domination, it is a 3 and hold situation, and we have 3 right now. We don't really need to be aggressive. We just need to hold him. And unfortunately, the guy that was my mate who was holding that one didn't. He ran off. And by not guarding it, because you can sit right there and not only hold that one, but chip away anyone who's going after the center. But instead, what my mate did is he ran out in the center. He probably got pasted by doing so. And he also left that one unguarded, which allowed this pursuer to come back and take it on. And I am no match for a pursuer in frac. He's more of a support bot. So that didn't really work out for us. So that's a good lesson. Remember that, guys. It is 3 and hold. Once you have the 3, you don't need to be aggressive and burn through your bots. That's what my mate did just there. And that's what the Reds have been doing all battle long. They have been burning through their bots in order to be aggressive. And what it's doing right now, it's starting to reward us for our patience and perseverance, because now we are up at a 4-1 beacon advantage. Our beacon bar got way down. It was close, but now if you start looking at the body count, they have 2-3 left. We still have a 5-mate team, or a 6-mate team, 5-mate team, and it's going to serve us to the end here. So we are going to go ahead and get a 5-1 beacon advantage. There's no way that with only 2 bots they're going to be able to cap it up or keep it up with us. We are going to overpower them here, and we're going to have a nice, easy comeback. We persevered. It could have gone to the end. Remember, this is domination, not beacon rush. You want to be aggressive in beacon rush, for sure, because you're closing the gap on their spawn. But if you don't got that advantage, you don't want to get too crazy or reckless on domination, or it's just going to backfire on you. We had some good mates on our team, but they had some strong mates on their team too. They did some good capping at the end, at the beginning, but we were able to persevere, and by the end, we had them on the run, and they weren't able to keep up the pace that they had begun with. So remember that, guys. It's 3 and hold, and then don't get aggressive. Stay conservative. And if you see your name here, thanks for the game. That was a great lesson. Peace out, guys. Call this battle Spare the Timid. I'll explain why here in a second. Enjoy my friends in the background and status as they play their awesome song, Woodish. So this is Rome. I got the old guard out. This is Frick. I take him to the back side of the Coliseum, and then I either go right or left depending on what I want to do. Now, I did a dumb thing there. I thought I was going to be able to turn that corner and get into the center. I didn't. I didn't even come close. And Frick was taken out almost immediately. So I've got Frack out here. He's my Russian death button Raven. And if you see me play Rome, I'm getting accustomed to taking over this one beacon over to the side. I really like it because you can hide, you can guard, you can cap that one, you can stay guarded right here. You have a good line of sight to the center beacon inside the Coliseum. There was someone over here that came over here too, but he stepped too far back. He stepped out of the circle and he let me get into it. So now I can just pretty much rain down on him. And he can't cap it back. So we now have the center Coliseum. We have this one, and again, this is like pulling guard duty. I'm going to hold this one and allow my mates to go and focus on center and the one over there in the city. And by doing this, I can do it. See how the guys even on the back side of the Coliseum, the Reds, aren't able to quite get me as long as I get tucked right up in there. Now, if I were to back away, I could have gone and stayed a little more protected. Oh, I got hung up on there. But I can usually just kind of sit here and pop up, shoot anyone, and pop down. Now, I call this thing Spare the Timid. In my opinion, this is not a great map for a support bot like that Zeus Fury over there, like my Major Pain. It's a great build for some maps where they have a sweet spot where you can get a good vantage point and guard 2 to 3 beacons. But Rome just does not contain that. Now I've got these Tulumbas and pins, this Russian death button Raven. It's a Russian death button. It doesn't do as much formidable impact damage, but it does do a pretty good amount of damage. And I could have taken out that Zeus Fury very easily, but I didn't. I didn't for a reason. I want him to live. I want him to stay back there. And as long as he's alive, he is not actually creating a lot of damage. He's doing some here and there, but not that much. And by leaving him alone and allowing him to stay alive, it's actually taking that pilot out of the equation and allowing my mate to go do something. Because if you take him out, we don't know what his next bot is. And it may be something that's a lot more formidable and more impactful, like these pursuers and stuff that are running around. But allowing that timid guy to stay back there, basically not helping his team, doing a little bit of damage here and there, but certainly not capping any beacons and not really guarding anything all that formidably, it allows us to go around and do what we need to do. In fact, if he had a good runner and he was out running around doing some effectiveness, it might have been a bad thing for our team. But because I let him live and basically allowed that guy to continue to sit there and do nothing for his team to help it, it allowed us to get this kind of nice, formidable, this easy win. I'm finally in major pain. He's my last bot out. He really has no place on this map. Yes, he can do a lot of damage, but with all the structures around, guarding target points and guarding things, there's really not enough openness for a general or a support bot like this to be all that effective. So that guy didn't help his team too much. I spared the timid, and as a result, it allowed us to have a nice beacon capping advantage over the Reds. And our guys were able to just keep them blue far better than they were, because they had some guys that were doing a much better job of running around, but we had more guys running around than they did. I was able to keep that one guarded fairly well, and the rest of my mates were able to focus on the rest. And that guy was just sitting back. So if you see a timid guy in the back, you don't have to take him out. Just let him live and let him stay as an anchor for the team. If you see your name, thanks for the game. Peace out. I'm calling this battle happy ending, and I'll explain why as we go through it. Enjoy my friends in the background and status as they play their awesome song War. So this is the new recruits. I have put the general on the new recruit roster, and Major Pain is over on the old guard. It works out better with the combination of weaponry and equipment. This is Power Plant. Now, Power Plant has a couple of spawn options that when you begin the battle. This is one where your team starts behind on the little mound behind the berm, and then the other team starts down below. And there are many people who believe that this is the disadvantage start point because it's hard to open up with a good offensive. And I've got to tell you something. I figured this one out. If you start behind the grassy berm on this side, there is actually a winning formula for it. And it actually starts to develop here. We didn't start off running it, but there is a way of running your team for a 3-and-hole position, which can give you an incredible advantage when you spawn from behind the berm. It's a matter of setting your guys up in the right position. What you should be doing is having 3 guys go behind this center structure right here on the end, though, where you can guard your one beacon to the right or the left right over there. That one you should be able to grab and then stand right about, not where I'm at right here, but behind the big structure, but on the edge. But have 2 guys go there and then have 3 mates, and you're leaving, basically what you're leaving behind is the one in the gap right there to my left and then the far left down below. You leave those 2 alone and you grab the other 2. What I'm doing right now is I tried to start off with that formation, but none of my teammates were running it. But it's going to actually come together here, and when it does, you'll see how doggone effective it is. It's amazing if you can pull it off, but everyone has to be on board. So I've got mates that are kind of going off wherever they want to go, and that's going to happen when you're in solo. But as you see, not only were we behind to begin with, we are up now 4 beacons to their 1. And we were way down on beacon bar, but it's going to start turning around. We're going to have a nice, happy ending. So again, in the perfect world, what you do is you leave the 2 in the gap alone, the one in the gap and one below alone. You take this one and you take the one up on the grassy mound, and then you have 2 mates that are going right here and standing here to guard the one on to the left. Then you have 3 mates go right where I'm taking the Inquisitor. This is where Jumpstart is going, or Freezer Burn, excuse me. This is the Mercury. Where Freezer Burn is going, this is where you have 3 mates sit. And you basically guard and hold that one right there. 3 mates because you're close to their spawn beacon. But if you have an option, and you get this really good, and you have a situation where all of their mates are respawning back at their spawn point, you have the 2 that are behind the structure run straight along the back side of it and go to the gap. And from there, you can actually hold from the gap and do a great job of having a nice 4 to hold, or maybe even 5 and hold, and it's hard to get you out. You can essentially contain them in their spawn point, and it's amazingly effective. We had a nice happy ending there. We ended up with 5 beacons. We actually created that kind of containment zone for them where they're all back at their spawn, and they couldn't get out without facing us. And it worked out really, really well toward the end, but there's a way of creating it right from the get-go, and hope you enjoy that one. Hope you learned. A lot of good pilots on both sides. If you see your name here, thanks for the game. Peace out, guys. Well, friends, that just about wraps it up for another episode. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed what you saw and are able to take something you learned and use it in battle. I add content to my YouTube channel almost daily, so please stop by when you're able and check out the fresh new material. Or just click on an old episode and maybe catch another tip that'll help you up your game. If you like what you see, please tap on the red subscription button and then tap the bell to be notified when new episodes are released. It would also be helpful if you could make a comment about the video, whether it's an example of how the episode helped you, or maybe additional advice to help elaborate on the tactics I shared, or even constructive comments that'll help clarify something I might have missed. It's all good and greatly appreciated. Finally, this game is full of challenges and can create frustration for some who are simply trying to have fun with this awesome game. My goal is to provide you all with helpful information and help reduce the frustration and increase the fun. So, if you feel these videos are helping you, please share them with a friend, someone who you think might benefit from them. Well, that's about it for today, guys. As always, keep them blue out there, and I hope to see you on the battlefield. Make sure you're having fun, though, because if you're not, you're doing it wrong. I love you all for your support. Play well. Peace out.